Hey, cardboard, soft plastic and foam. Polystyrene?
Do you have covered shoes on?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a large stack of cardboard and foam and the soft plastics disposed of, which feels good because the box from the saw and the box from the tray cover, that was a lot of cardboard, and to have that just sort of lying around. I know we've collected cardboard before for work to use with a laser. You kind of want stuff that's not too thick, and you want it to be fairly flat. The cardboard for this back thing was thick, and it was all bent and mangled around. And same with the sawbox cardboard, that was like, it's bright yellow on one side. But another bonus of the trip was, after offloading all the stuff and getting reweighed on the way out, I got to see how heavy the truck is as I've got it, with some tools in it and just some stuff in the back. And 2.32 ton, and it was 2.34 when I went in, so I had 20 kilos. All that cardboard, 20 kilos. I think in the booklet it says like it's meant to be like 2.05. Check what the actual GVM is so that I know how much weight you could actually put into the back and the whole vehicle safely. I'm going down to Bunnings in Penrith to get a couple more hardwood sleepers so I can finish the steps on the left hand side of the front yard, because I've got 2 sleepers at home, but I need at least 5 to do the steps. Way back I'll stop at almost there, except they've got a recycling program for the blister packs you get in your medications and vitamins and all that sort of thing. Another thing that I have a bag that we collect them all, and when the bag's half full to full, take them in, put them in their thing in the pharmacy, and they get them recycled. We're really starting to separate out all of our stuff, the different recycling programs that have been starting up, and I'm glad we've got a soft plastic one happening again. Glad you can recycle polystyrene. Cardboard you could do through the bins at home, or by taking it to the tip when you've got a large quantity. Blister pack ones, hard plastics go through the recycling from the house. All drink cans and drink bottles through the machines. Things that won't go through the machines, like glass wine bottles and glass jars and that sort of stuff, that'll go through the recycling from home. Steel jar lids and steel cans, they're all things I'm collecting up in bags, and they go down to the recycling when I take some scrap metal down. At least they've got more of a selection of the hardwood sleepers this time. I'll get to pick through. I only need 3. $37 each. Jeez. When I'm checking out my sleepers, I kind of look at what depends on what I'm making, and right now I'm making steps, which I'm taking 120 out of this 200 piece. So this little bit of wane here I'm not too fussed about. Because I've got to even put that on the bottom. This one has a knot here, which I could avoid if I'm chopping from this side, and it's pretty straight. I'm looking on here and you see all this staining. Most of that is just the tannins in the timber when they get wet and then sit. As you can see where it's been sitting on the sticker. It's obviously been out in the rain coming down in the trucks or something like that. That staining really, it does sand out. Now that I'm back at the house, I've got my 3 sleepers here. I've got another 2 here that have been here for a while. And what I'm looking for, I need my pieces to be 900 by 120. And when you look down the top of this one, it looks pretty good all the way along, apart from being dirty, and this little bit of wane. Pick it up on the other side, you can see a sap pocket just here. But if I check with the tape measure, 120 comes in before that. And same here, we've got a soft pocket. 120 comes in before that, so if I chop from this side, I'll just clean off a little bit at the end. 900 will come just past that pocket once I've trimmed it. And the next one won't even make it to that, so that's good. This will be a leftover bit. But that's what I'll do with each one. I need 10, so 2 out of each piece. I'm going to use the cordless saw to do my cross cutting. It's a nice thin curved blade. It'll do the job well. And leftover bit. I've got all my 10 pieces. I'm now using my power saw with a fence set to it to 120 from the blade. And all I basically got to do is sit this on here at the height I want. Actually, I haven't set the blade height yet. Just below, so I'm not cutting too far into this table. At the same time, I don't want to clog the gullets up over the teeth too much. End up going into the table, the pallet, a little over an 1/8 inch, close to a quarter. Just move it to where I've got no nails. And when I'm editing this, I will deal with the sound if this comes out really loud. One. Actually, I might just stack them there. Out of this one, I'm going to get rid of the gum. Eight to go. And it's pretty ambitious taking such a deep cut like that. But I'm just letting the saw do the work. I'm not pushing it too hard. And this thing does really well for an 1800 watt saw. And I think one of the reasons for that is that it's only got a really thin blade. Just had an interesting cut on that last one. So I wanted to show you with the next one the difference in the sawdust and the sound. Just have a listen. Notice how the sawdust is thicker. That's going around it. And I'll bring you over for this next bit. Yes, watch, I know that was a loud environment. These were the first 4. They were cut from the pieces that I had sitting around here for a long time. This is one of my new ones. And these are dry. This is still wet because that's the way they sell them in Bunnings. They're not completely seasoned. So I'll have the same thing with all of those, which means I want to make sure that I get them all sanded up and attached before they start trying to dry further. So there they are. That's all my stair treads. I've got to give them all like sand all over. I'll just do that with the belt sander just to get the really rough stuff off. And I do a chamfer on the top edges, so it's not like a sharp edge at the top of the step, front of the step, and in between, that sort of stuff, so you don't get pinched. I've just packed up because when I finished it was like, just happened to be 6:30, time to feed the dogs, and even though it's still light out, because I have to work outside, I don't like running power tools just for the neighbours' sake. After about 6:30, I think I'm allowed to work to 8 o'clock legally, but I need a break. I've been carting around little drill bits and everything in here, and they've just been falling about everywhere. And I was today years old when I realised that the top of the case can store stuff as well. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think of looking at that before. Idiot. Got my steps just set in place. They're 2.5 inches in from the edge. Now, rather than trying to fart around figuring out where the holes are, try and mark through the actual hole in the metal. The holes and that's probably going to be a little bit difficult because how are you going to fit a Sharpie into this space? What I'm going to do is I've got my marker, find the hole, take the cap off, take that off, and especially this back one. It'll work. There we go. Now I just got to drill them and see if it works. If they line up. I'm going to need to get something better to be